Feelings aside, I'm making it right. Hope we can be the voice of reason in these troubling times that passing us by. Will you stand with me now?
Goddamn.
Oh. Man, man, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing here today for another edition of the news? This is episode 269. Okay, so we are one episode away from 270, and man, very crazy indeed, very crazy indeed. But like I said, man, this is episode 269 of the news. Thank you guys for joining us here today for this edition of the news and what is a very WWE, no shocker here, but a very WWE heavy news. We have two AEW stories coming out of the week. That there was gonna be three, but one was kind of just a repeat of Camille not being planned on TV
Fair.
anytime soon. I don't know that's news. I think that's just blatantly fucking obvious at this point. We have two. We have two AEW stories. The rest is WWE, but man, this when it comes to WWE news this week, this is not all sunflowers and fucking rainbows, dude. This is actually man, this is going to get interesting. This is going to
Very
get
interesting.
interesting. Yes, there is a lot. There are a lot of rumors going on right now about the state of TKO, the state of Triple H's job. That one I sort of just took as speculation around or maybe sort of a prediction, I guess, on his job. It's as to where it's not really a piece of news, but I mean it's interesting. It's interesting when it it's interesting when it circulates around and in a time like now where it kind of seems like doesn't really have control over much. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And then there was there is a piece of news that we have to go over here today about more speculation about TKO. Roman Reigns.
Ooh,
Oh,
it's
dude,
wild, bro. It's wild.
it, it gets interesting, bro. It gets interesting. But we're gonna start you guys with AEW today. Like I said, there's only two stories, won't take too long, and then we're gonna get to all the WWE stuff. There's news about other people's contracts, not them taking pay cuts, but TKO, bro. There is a bunch of TKO isms all over today's episode. So we're gonna start you guys off with the intro, man. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another edition of the news. This is episode 269 of the news, and this is your Friday episode of the news. Like I said, episode 269. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Monday we're on here after Monday Night Raw with Unscripted, and every Friday we are on here at 3 p.m. Central with the news. Following the pay-per-views for both AEW and WWE as well, we are live directly after with the post-show review. Hence, tomorrow we will be live. It's up on the channel now. We will be live after Money in the Bank with the Money in the Bank 2025 post-show review. So, if you guys did miss Monday's episode of Unscripted, will WWE take the safe route and put the Money in the Bank briefcase on Seth Rollins? There is news going around about the names around Money in the Bank. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil you guys. I usually don't like to put in spoiler news, as I just I would rather you guys just be in the moment when you're watching it. So we're not going to talk about that today. I unfortunately did get the two names circulating a bit spoiled for me. So that sucks, but yeah, like I said, we will not be discussing that today. We will not be discussing that. But if you guys did miss that, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live on YouTube every Monday after Monday Night Raw for Unscripted. So, with that, if this is your first time watching and you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where, like I said, you can get this beautiful piece of NHP merchandise live on the merch shop. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top description of this very video, man. So with that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How the hell are you, bro?
Man, I'm doing
sorry,
good.
wait.
Just been
Please tell
Mhm.
us what you're smiling about today.
Well, like always, can't answer that question. But for the other question, man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been chilling out, man. Weekend's here. I'm excited. Money in the bank. Nervous and excited for this pay-per-view. Very nervous that it's going to be an angry review for the most part. But overall, I am excited for the weekend, man. Always love these pay-per-view weekends, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So, got that coming up, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Like Toronto always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing good. I am doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Okay, my bad. I had got some calls as soon as I went live, so sorry. My attention was a bit distracted there. But no, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, bro. Just chilling, dude. Just chilling. Ready for the weekend. Ready-ish for Money in the Bank. We're going, like I said, ready-ish for Money in the Bank. I am sitting in the same boat as you, kind of scared. I'm kind of scared they're going to put the Money in the Bank briefcase on Seth. Very, very scared for that. Very scared for that. So there's been there was some controversy over some stuff that Vince Russo said. Again, not in the news because it's Vince Russo just speculating something, but and I don't want to sound like I'm just going off of his report, but man, Triple H Triple H does not like LA Knight, bro. The Triple H does not like
He,
LA Knight. If he does not
he,
win
he
that
don't
match
fuck with him.
tomorrow, if he does not win that match tomorrow, or at least if he's not in the conversation of guys to win that match tomorrow, yeah, again, you don't even need Vince Russo's speculation on Triple H not liking LA Knight to just point it out for you that he is that he is not liked, I guess, in the Triple H regime, because yeah, they I don't know. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, bro. But just very, very scared. Very scared for tomorrow. We have never had a positive men's Money in the Bank breakdown. All the times we've talked about the men's Money in the Bank match for the last 2 years, it was negative. It was Damian
It was.
Priest. It was Damian Priest the 1 year. And the following year, it was Drew McIntyre who used the briefcase the same night, and it was done. It was done and gone, dead and buried the same night. So this year, I just have a bad feeling they're gonna put that briefcase on Rollins, and who knows, he may even use it up that same night. So I don't know. I don't know what they got planned, but I am very scared. I am very scared. But other than that, man, like I said, the weekend's here. Excited for it. Excited-ish for Money in the Bank, and yeah, we'll see where it it takes us, man. In the Triple H regime. In the Triple H regime,
Yeah,
we've never had a
Triple H.
yeah. Yes, I was I was pretty
I like Biggie.
I was pretty happy over Big E winning. Yeah, I forgot to say that part. Yes, in the Triple H regime, we've never had a positive men's Money in the Bank breakdown. So, but yeah. So with that being said, guess it's time to get to some AEW news.
Hey.
Starting off, we have this story from the Young Bucks. According to Matt Jackson on Never Not Jet Lagged, the Young Bucks have discussed buying PWG and starting their own indie. He says, me and Nick have talked about it a lot. We've talked about buying PWG and reopening. We've talked about starting our own indie. We've talked about a wrestling school. I don't know in the next few years though. If we're gonna do something, it will probably happen in the next few. Well, the Young Bucks are, at least to our knowledge, still executive vice presidents of AEW. How do you take this story, man? How do you take this story about these guys wanting to start their own indie? Wrestling school is pretty common amongst wrestlers. Wrestlers usually obviously like to start wrestling schools. How do you feel about these guys wanting to start their own indie promotion or buying Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, obviously somewhere where they cut their teeth? How you feeling about this, bro? How you feeling?
Very interesting, and it's very telling to me how kind of like cut off they are from AEW as a whole. I mean, obviously they're on TV. They probably dictate what they do on TV, all that type of stuff. But overall, this is just a big indication to me of that they don't want to be as involved in AEW as they used to. And I think that's one of the biggest examples. I remember a few weeks ago, I think Kenny was talking about how much they all miss BTE and how they can't really do BTE the same way anymore and how they miss it. And I think they miss a lot of like their early or pre AEW just way they went about things, man. I think that's another example of that.
100%. You know, they always say, they always say the route to success is always the fun part. The success is kind
Mhm.
of where things get a little lame. Um, I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that. Again, you always, you always hear about, you know, musicians that are coming up. You know, it's fun when they're on the come up, but then when they get there, you know, it's not fun anymore. You have expectations you need to meet and all that kind of thing. You always hear that kind of thing, and I will apply that to this story as well. Or I'll apply that to what you said. I definitely think that's what that is. That's these guys missing the come up. They miss it being fun. They miss being able to make jokes and miss being able to be unfiltered. Now they're in a role in a company where they are, even if they weren't executive vice presidents, they're in the second biggest wrestling company in the world. They're the founding fathers of the company. Their name is in the company name. So, you know, there's obviously significance there, and there's expectations they need to meet, and maybe they feel like they can't be themselves anymore. And yeah, like you said, man, I think for sure this really just goes to show how checked out these guys probably are from AEW, and how much they really don't care for maybe the mainstream
Yeah.
as much as they maybe thought they did when they started the company. So very interesting. I didn't when I read this story, I said to myself, "Oh wow, I have not heard about PWG in a while. I actually forgot that they closed and never came back. So I feel like I remember when they first closed, it was supposed to be like a temporary close, but then they just never came back. So I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's very interesting to see. And yeah, like above all, man, I really think it just goes to show that these guys are probably rather checked out from AEW, and maybe they don't find it as fun as they once did. So it looks like the idea, at least,
Most
of
definitely.
yeah, it looks like the idea of going to WWE might not be in the cards for them, as they're looking towards PWG otherwise. So that's another very interesting thing I took from this is a lot of guys, when they feel burnt out in a place, which you can obviously tell they are, they they go elsewhere. They go to AEW, they go to WWE, they go to TNA, whatever. They go to New Japan. These guys, it seems like, again, the idea of starting their own indie and opening it up, it really goes to show that maybe they don't want to go, or like I just said, maybe they just don't care for the mainstream spotlight. Maybe it just feels like too much pressure to them. So it's very interesting, and it's very telling as to maybe where the Bucks might stand in wrestling as a whole. I would obviously love to see them mainstream. I know they get a lot. I know that they get a lot of shit. Um, and I would love to see them on a big scale wrestling promotion, whatever that may be. I in my they're my favorite tag team of all time. In my opinion, they're my GOAT tag team. So obviously I do want to see them, but again, maybe the pressure of it all just maybe took its toll on these guys, man. So that definitely is interesting, and it does suck to hear for sure. Um in terms
Definitely.
of reopening PWG, again, that's not necessarily the worst idea. It's just interesting. It's just interesting, like I said, as to where they might stand with the company.
Exactly. Very interesting.
So we got some news on Wardlow.
Yes,
As
man.
to this fucking guy, this man Wardlow, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, Wardlow has been cleared from injury. He's had a meeting with Tony Khan earlier this year. He has a pretty appropriate TV project lined up, and all sides agreed it would not make sense for him to come back before doing that. Do you care to see Wardlow back? And if they do bring him back, what does he do?
Right, that's the fucking golden question. What could he do in AEW ever? The AEW general fan base doesn't really like him for some reason. They Tony Khan really isn't good at booking big guys. What can he do in AEW realistically? I think the only thing left is a different place, and I would say WWE is that place, but there's nothing that's left that he could do in AEW that's gonna work and that's gonna stick for a while, man. I mean, he's gonna come back. You go, oh my God, Wardlow, he's so dangerous, and then he's probably just gonna lose a bunch and disappear again. So I would really hope that he's not long for AEW and that he goes somewhere else very soon.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, to be honest, man, I know he had his injuries last year or whatever. Um, I I don't know. I don't know about Wardlow returning, man. I don't know how much I care to see it. I don't know how much. I just I don't know. It just feels like the same. To me, it gives vibes of they're gonna bring him back, and you know he'll be brought back. He'll have a match the following week, and that'll be his big return match, and they'll be excited about the return of Wardlow and all this stuff. And then and then what is he gonna do, man? He's gonna go back to doing the same stuff that he's gonna go back to doing the same stuff that he was before, and that is nothing. How much time has this guy spent off TV versus on TV? I bet the off TV trumps how much he's been on TV, because it's a recurring theme in AEW, and when he is on TV, they don't know how to book him. They don't know how to book him. He's remember when he was TNT champion and he's like in a 6-man group with FTR? Like, dude, you're the TNT champion. Why are you booking this guy in 6-man tag scenarios? I mean, I just don't understand. And then when they finally get him out of the trio stuff, he goes immediately into a tag team with Samoa Joe. And then they broke up, and then after that it somehow got even worse because he just looked like an absolute dork. Samoa Joe's whooping his ass, cutting his fucking hair. I mean, what the fuck, man? I mean, and then we didn't fucking see him for a while.
Then he's gone, and then he joined back in the Undisputed Kingdom, and then we didn't see him again.
He's got like
It
this
was like, bro,
He's got like this frat guy haircut. He looks like fucking Preston Vance. I mean, what are we doing with this guy, man? I mean, it just the look with the long hair. Like I said, they cut it, and it took a lot away from his look, and they just ruined it, man. The look. The aura, everything was gone. Everything was gone, man. Following what should have been the biggest win of his career when he beat MJF at Double or Nothing 3 fucking years ago. Oh my God. Oh Lord, that was 3 years ago when he beat MJF. It should have been the biggest win of his career, and they immediately fell off the mountain from there.
immediate drop from that, and they never recovered with the man. And in AEW, his career was a waste, and there's only other places he could look at to have value, because there was no value with him in AEW in the same sentence. No.
So I don't know, man. Like I said, just something that I just overall do not care to see. I am just ready to see Wardlow leave AEW. If anything, man, I think Tony Khan has no clue how to book him. I think he has no idea how to book the man, and it has done his career in AEW a major disservice. So
It really has.
yeah, that's it. That's it for AEW news, man. That is all the AEW stories we got for you today. There is a bit of, before we move over to the WWE stuff, I guess this sort of pertains to AEW, even though it's more Impact, but per PW Insider, there have been a lot, there's been a lot of talk about TNA Impact having interest in Cedric Alexander. Some are of the belief that Alexander will be starting with the company soon.
So he's not Turk Syndicate, bro. Like, is he just is the beef real with Tony Khan? Like, what's going on here, bro?
I guess they never squashed the beef. I guess not. This is rather disappointing. This is rather disappointing, I will say. I think a lot of us, including myself, we all expected Cedric to end up in the Hurt Syndicate. So to hear this about him being an Impact is very upsetting, underwhelming, like I said, because obviously, we all knew there was a chance he would not end up in AEW because of the beef between his wife and Tony Khan. We obviously, we know about that. We know about that, but yeah, I mean, to hear it and to see it eventually is definitely going to be very underwhelming, as I think we all wanted and expected the man to be in the Hurt Syndicate. Because I'll say, man, I love the Hurt Syndicate, but they need to get that other tag title on somebody other than Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry. I like Bobby and Shelton as a tag team, but Bobby Lashley is a singles guy. He is the singles main event star out of that group, and Cedric and Shelton should be the tag team in the group. We'll talk about it on Monday, but you see, Bobby Lashley staring off with Will Ospreay, and it's just like, man, you look at that and it's like, dude, that it gave me goosebumps, bro. Because I'm like, dude, this is the kind of shit I want to see from Bobby Lashley. I don't want to see Bobby hanging around in this fucking shit tag division for too much longer, man. So I was really kind of counting on Cedric to come in and, just Bobby, just bestow that tag team title upon him, so he can go and handle MJF or Will Ospreay or whatever comes up at the time. And just, I wanted to see him in that main event scene. So I don't know if they're going to get somebody else. Again, I highly doubt MJF would take the other tag title. I don't even really expect him to be in the group for, a ridiculous amount of time as it is, but definitely underwhelming, man. I know I can speak for me, and I know I can speak for a lot of other people that say that we really wanted to see him. We really wanted to see the man in AEW, and really wanted to see him join his buddies in the Hurt Syndicate.
I really did. I really did. I thought that was the general thought process, and I guess it looks like that's not the plan, and that really sucks, dude. That really sucks. I think they need someone like Cedric or another one in that group to, like you said, be the tag team, let Bobby be the singles, and I really think you need that, and I think it was perfect with Cedric, man. I really think no matter what beef you have with somebody, you should squash it for business and make that happen. But I guess it looks like that's not going to happen. And that really sucks, man. That really sucks. And if he's not coming in, they need to find another member for that group. That's a permanent member, not MJF. He's just a temporary member to get the story going. They're going to need another member because you have to have the tag team and the singles guy.
100%. 100%. So, with that is all the news we have that does not pertain to WWE. As before we get to this story about Roman Reigns, there is an official word from the official sponsor of what we do here at NHP, W Energy. W is a clean energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. Like I said, it is a clean formula, sugar-free, 0-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Just got to shout out W, man, whether it's workout, whatever you may need the energy for. Got to stay up with us tomorrow for hopefully not an angry Money in the Bank review. And you want it to taste good and you don't want the jitters, try W. Always shout out W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, thank you to the official sponsor of what we do here at the Notorious Heels, W. So, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. TKO. That's the real thing to sigh at.
Roman fucking Reigns. So, while speaking on Lucha Libre Online, Hugo Savinovic said he was at the gym when he received some surprising information. The details came from Lucha Libre Online president Javier Gonzalez and vice president Michael Morales. Hugo noted that as he looked into it, he was shocked that the story had to do with Roman Reigns. He says he was at the gym and he received some information from the two names I just mentioned, and they told him the news has to do with Roman Reigns. He said he thought this would never be a topic of discussion, but he was even more shocked when he got the word. He noted on the Last Word podcast hosted by Jonathan Coachman that TKO executives are rethinking how they handle Roman Reigns' contract. They do not plan to release him, LOL, but they also don't want to keep paying him $15 million a year. On the Last Word podcast, he stated that TKO executives are reconsidering how they handle Roman Reigns, and they won't outright release him, but they do not want him making $15 million per year anymore. He stated that Roman Reigns' base salary was $5 million. On top of that, he earned extra money from pay-per-view matches, video game deals like WWE 2K, promotional events, merchandise, where he received 30%. I believe most people, what is it, like 7 or 18% they get? So,
You know, it used to be garbage. I think it's decent now, but 30% is crazy.
So he receives 30% of sales and bonuses for international shows like those in Saudi Arabia. He also earned a share of ticket sales. Altogether, this added up to around $15 million a year. That's crazy. His base salary is $5 million, and he made $10 million off just all that other shit. Good God.
That's what I always hear people say in you know, in wrestling too, is like the real money is like in all the other shit that isn't your contract, man. So that's crazy, man. That's insane. A chunk of ticket sales is the craziest one to me. I never think they would do something like that, and obviously I don't think they want to again.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if they eventually, when Roman is gone, whoever their next top baby face is not getting that, or top star
Oh,
rather
no.
is he's
Yeah.
not getting that. So
No.
he goes on to say, even outside WWE, Roman Reigns is a valuable brand. He has agents, but his deals still go through WWE, which they take a percentage. However, the bulk of the money goes to Roman. Right now, there's talk of him being cast in another Hollywood film, and because he's under WWE contract, WWE still takes their cut, but Roman still walks away with millions. He says TKO are cutting costs across the board. No shit. We've seen the recent releases, and there are rumors of more. Remember when Nick Khan, a major WWE executive, announced that he was selling $4 million worth of stock? That raised eyebrows. TKO is saying Roman's not around full time. Why are we paying him so much? So they want to renegotiate.
You fucking idiots.
Oh man. I LO fucking L'd so hard at this. Let's assess the situation. Okay? You have a guy who has hardly any dates, but he makes a lot of money, right? $5 million a year, what is that across, maybe 5 years, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, $25 million, right? Across 5 years, right? But on top of all the other things he makes about $15 million a year, okay? if they wanted to renegotiate, we would be having a completely different conversation right now if they wanted to renegotiate dates with Roman Reigns. If they said, look, man, we're paying you a lot. We don't mind we're paying you a lot because in the biggest
Show
boom
up.
period financially that this company has ever been, you are one of the main guys that brought us to the dance. You are the leader of the faction that brought us to the dance. We do not mind
Literally.
paying you this money at all, but here's the thing. We're going to need more dates out of you. I guarantee you Roman would do it, and I'll tell you why. Roman Reigns was not scheduled for half the shit he was supposed to do in 2023, but he showed up. You sort of seen the same thing with like Brock, right? Brock would never show up under Vince. And why is that? It wasn't because of
Rest.
Brock. It was because of Vince. If Vince didn't want him there, Vince wanted to keep him special, right? He wanted to keep him there on, a part-time basis because, he wanted him as an attraction. When the Triple H regime took over, Brock was there all the time. It's not about, I think Roman would do it. I don't think Roman took that schedule because he probably asked for that schedule or he was offered for that schedule. If he asked for it, I don't think it is I honestly don't think it's a case where he just doesn't want to come to work. I think he just asked for it because he figured, well, if I could fucking get it, then okay.
Exactly. It's one of those things.
But I guarantee you, if they said to Roman, look, we need you to do a little bit more dates. We're not saying we want you back on the road full time. We want you there every single week. But you got to do more than what you're doing now. I honestly think he would not have a problem with it. Where the problem is here is loyalty. And that's going to be a topic of discussion when we talk about TKO a lot for the rest of the year. I can already fucking tell. Because loyalty here is so fucked up, and to even think about renegotiating money, this billion fucking dollar company to renegotiate money with the guy that makes you the most money. To me, first of all, his base salary being $5 million a year is already bullshit. Okay, you could say what you want about Tony Khan, but he pays people. And you look at NFL, you look at NBA players. These guys get $250 million contracts. These guys make $50 million fucking dollars a year. These guys make 50, I mean, I'm sure per year, the highest paid player in the NBA is probably anywhere from $50 million to $65 million a year. You look at wrestlers who do not have a break. Now, granted, Roman Reigns gets a lot of off seasons, but at the end of the day, look, if you look at everybody else, look at the people that are there. You look at Seth. I mean, if Roman makes $5 million a year, Seth's probably making 3 or 4. So for a guy that's there all year round to get paid $4 million a fucking year, and there's sports athletes that again are getting paid in the 50s and 60s. Again, I'm sure their stuff generates a lot more, but if you look at the workload, it's definitely not fair, for sure. So for him to even be making just that off base salary is ridiculous to me. And again, if you look at who your biggest star in the company is, you want to renegotiate money with the guy who's brought you the most money, the guy who helped this fucking company get to this boom period in the first place. WWE loves to tout about how they're in a boom period and the product is hot. Remember the WrestleMania commercial? WWE's on fire. Who the fuck do you think brought you? Who do you think is most responsible for bringing you there? It's Roman fucking Reigns. Get out of here, cutting cost, to ask that man to take a pay cut after everything he's done to bring you where you are. That to me is fucking laughable. That is so bullshit. And man, not only is he your top moneymaker, not only is he the biggest star in the industry, this guy is loyal. This guy's loyal. He
Loyal
is
to the soil.
he has never once, used leverage to go to AEW. He has been a WWE guy since he's got through the fucking door. And you want to ask that fucking guy to take a pay cut. Get the fuck out of here. Roman fucking Reigns. Are you kidding me? Are you actually? This is a constant problem in UFC. This is the fucking shit that I hate to hear about, dude, because constantly all you hear in UFC is people getting on Dana White's ass to pay his fighters. And now we're seeing this bullshit again. But this time with WWE, because obviously now they're under the same parent company. Get the fuck out of here. Roman fucking Reigns. Wow. What are your thoughts on this, bro?
Dude, there's so many thoughts, man. You're gonna do this to your ultimate soldier, the man who kept his chin up and silent in his opinion when the fans hated him for like 5 years straight. Silent, went to work, grinded for this company, and helped get it to where it is now. Was the main that bloodline story is the whole reason they are in the boom period right now. And the lack of a story to that caliber is one of the main reasons it's so boring right now. Like, dog, you're gonna a slap in the face of loyalty, and how is this gonna look for the rest of the roster, dude? Imagine if you're anybody else on the roster and you hear that the guy at the top of the pyramid that the company wants to do budget cuts with, the literal guy at the top of the pyramid that they want to do budget cuts with. If I'm Finn Balor, if I'm Seth Rollins, if I'm literally any of those guys, first thing I'm thinking of, if they're doing it to him, they're gonna do it to me, and that means that's gonna start that's gonna get damn near the whole roster thinking about, okay, I either got to really lock down in this place, or I got to start looking, and I gotta start making moves in this and that, and looking elsewhere, and probably doing this. If you break the loyalty of your most loyal top guy, it's gonna just send a shockwave of just disloyalty through the rest of your roster. You're screwing yourself over in the long run. Even thinking about doing this, because that whole roster now is going to be rethinking where they sit. They're going to sit and you look at other people, look at Cross, look at all these people who are like, well, their TKO is not that loyal. So why am I so loyal to a place that isn't loyal to me? Other places pay well. Other places give you good schedules. Other places do this and that. It gets to a point where the one thing that you have the most valuable is loyalty, and you're sabotaging that for yourself. Come
So,
on, come on.
I seen a take from Baron Corbin, because he was talking. I seen a quote from him on Twitter, and he was talking
I've
about the
seen that shit.
R-Truth situation, and he was talking about how, they don't care about loyalty. All they care is what's on paper. Can you make us money? And you want to ask Roman Reigns. You want to talk about money. You want to ask Roman Reigns to take a fucking pay cut. At that,
Like,
at that, man, I mean, that is just that is downright disrespectful. That is a slap in the fucking face, dude. And again, it it's like when it comes to, you know, when it comes to lower card guys that are just loyal to the company, that definitely does apply to them, and that is a very sad thing. Again, that, you know, if you're not, you know, if you're not producing, you know, revenue, you know what I mean, then you just have no place in the company, even though you've been back there for 20 years helping people and just being a veteran presence in the locker room. That's not good enough, apparently, for them, just the loyalty aspect of that. But then again, you look at you talk about money, and you eat Roman.
Especially, and I mentioned it to you last night, dude. AEW, your biggest competition, their biggest upside
Yep.
as to why people sign there is money. And I am of the opinion I think they pay too many people too much money.
Yep.
I do think that is a problem in AEW, but that's their biggest allure. So you're gonna decrease the amount of money you pay, while AEW naturally pays more than you anyway. If people are looking for money, they're not gonna go for you. And the fact that they really only care about like instant quick money, what are you making us right now to be contracted to us? That's not gonna work in the long run.
Nope.
You need steady people you can rely on. Look at people like The Miz, look at R-Truth, look at Sheamus. All people in the last fucking 15 years that you contracted that you could rely on. Well, this program's down. We need a tag team with this person. Send one of our loyal guys. We need a program with this new guy coming in. Send one of our loyal guys. It helps the new guys, and it helps you in the long run. TKO is too focused on like that quick instant money
Yep.
that they don't think about the long term, and it's gonna hurt them in the long term.
Yeah, what is a draw for us now? What can you do for us now, though? Is there, it seems to be their mindset. And again, that is, man, that simply is just not, that simply is just not attainable in wrestling, bro. That simply is just not attainable. Again, like you said, anything can happen in wrestling, dude. What happens when somebody goes out, or this happens, and you just need one of those reliable company guys? Well, guess what? You slapped them all in the face and kicked them out the door on their fucking way out.
It's give you a good look. Help you.
Yeah, like you said, it's sabotage. It's
Mm-hmm.
self-sabotage, and I don't fucking understand it. But like you were mentioning with AEW, it remains competitive with their pay. This company makes so much fucking money. You would think with the, you know, acquisition of TKO and TKO taking over WWE, you would think they would see what AEW is doing and say, you know, hey, this is the way of the world now. You know, prices go up. That means sometimes pay has to go up as well. So we look at what Tony Khan is doing. All right. Maybe we gotta, you know, up the score a little bit. Maybe we gotta, you know, maybe we don't gotta pay exactly what he's paying, but maybe we gotta up wages of wrestlers. What do they go and do? What they always do. They do the opposite, and what they always do is control the narrative, and anybody that's a big name that chooses AEW over them, they throw it in their face, and they say, well, this is the place to be. Well, you're just going for the money. You're scared of the grind, and this and that. At the end of the day, people have fucking families. And again, you look at fucking Doorknob Alexander, you know, he...
Exactly. I was thinking
at the end of the fucking day, at the end of the day, you can't blame the guy because he's looking out for his family. And maybe if WWE was competitive about it, then they wouldn't then they wouldn't lose free agents that they may want to get. But of course, like they always do, they turn it around on the person that signed with AEW and then they throw it in their face. I'm thinking about when Will Ospreay signed with AEW and you got Triple H saying the guy's scared of the fucking grind. Meanwhile, if you actually listen to Will, he always talks about every fucking week, I got to do 12-hour flights, but I do it because it's my grind. This is what I do to be here for the fans, give them good matches and good promos and good television, but also be there for my family because he's not willing to relocate. You talk about being competitive as well. They wouldn't even fucking let Will Ospreay live in the fucking UK. What the fuck? It's Will Ospreay. I mean,
literally, if you, and that's the thing that sucks with WWE and their system, because especially if you get released, you just relocated everything to the USA, and boom, you lost your right to work and live in the USA via their visas that they give you. What
and
do then? You're fucked. You're fucked if you're not from the USA and you sign with them, and if you ever get released, you're screwed.
yeah, I mean, I remember a couple years ago when they had signed all those people from like a tryout in India, and then they fucking released them like 6 months later. And they're like, dude, I just uprooted my whole life, and now I got X amount of days to leave the country. You can't blame Will for not wanting to uproot his life
No,
because,
exactly,
and
and
again, I mean, Will's not going to get released, but he has family.
he's got family, bro. Like it's one of those things where you don't want to relocate your whole life, and if you do, there's always the chance that you won't perform to their standard if you're not at top level 24/7 at all times. Then they don't care about you, and they'll eventually boot you. Why would anybody sign with there? What is the incentive besides the WWE system at that point? At that point, if you're already an established guy and you're like in something like AEW, sometimes what's the point if TKO is giving this mentality? Because I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna last 3 years and then they're gonna be done with me because I'm not making money 24/7. They're shooting themselves in the foot, man.
Yeah, but again, that's what they do, and that is what they will hang over people's head because as the track record serves, it works. It works. They throw around, you know, this is WWE, this is the bright lights, the big stage, and yes, it is. This is the biggest platform for wrestling. Anybody who is going to be here is going to be made a bigger star, but you can't turn it around and throw it back in people's faces when you fail on your part to be competitive with certain things. It is what it is. He's not running from the grind. He's doing what works for him. He didn't want to uproot his life. So what? You can't throw that back in his face. You can't throw that back in his face again. Like I said, you look at some of these guys and you say, "Oh, they just signed for money." Is that really is I mean is it really such a bad thing for these guys to, choose money that is a place in AEW that is way more competitive pay wise than WWE when they have families? Can you blame grown ass men or women for wanting to support their families? I mean, seriously?
Like, come on, like, yeah, if you're a wrestler and you care most about, supporting your family, and you got a contract from WWE for 300,000, and you got a contract from AEW for like 800,000, which one are you gonna fucking sign to? It's a no-brainer at that point.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. This this to me, like Sir K said, a guy who stood 10 toes down when he was getting booed out of the arena. He was just, I mean, he was being booked in all-timer bad segments, horrible matches, horrible promos, couldn't talk, stood there, worked, grinded for fucking years. that guy you want to ask to take a pay cut. Suck a dick, man. I mean, seriously, that
Yeah.
is that that is
That's wild. Just
man, that's
fucking
fucking
take
wild,
it.
bro.
Like, imagine if Marvel, the MCU, went to Robert Downey Jr. Like, man, I know you're like our biggest fucking star ever,
Yep.
but you're
Listen,
gonna take a pay cut.
yeah.
Like, that's not gonna happen because you don't do shit like that. The top people, you pay like the top people because they're the top people, and you're gonna have people working hard that aren't there to be in that spot. But now you're not gonna have that many people because that spot isn't guaranteed anymore. It's not permanent anymore. Crazy, crazy work from TKO, man.
Man. Uh is it as dead ass like asking it's dead ass like asking fucking Michael Jordan in the 90s. You know, pay cuts do happen. Pay cuts do happen in basketball quite a bit, but that is in the case of like if people are being too overpaid to the point where the rest of the team sucks and it's like, okay, we want to win. But again, to put it in this terms, the Bulls are great. No reason to pay cut Michael Jordan. Like I said, he's not on a team with he's not on a team with bums. There's no reason to dock his pay. That's like saying, Mike, you know, I know we're one championship away from our second three-peat, right? But we need to dock your pay. And he says, "Oh, are you guys trying to sign another superstar to play alongside me? Because if that's the case, all right. No. We just want to dock your pay, just so you know, so we got more money to
We
pocket."
want more money.
Uh,
Yeah, we want more money. You know, the suits that don't play. We want the more money.
uh,
What?
what? I mean,
Get the hell out of here. What? Like, okay, that like you don't do that type of shit. That's you just don't do that type of shit, dog.
my God. Okay, so from an absolutely laughable topic to another one, AJ Styles. PW
Lord.
Insider has PW Insider has addressed the I don't even know what to call this speculation hype that the AEW fans are putting around this idea of AJ Styles leaving the company and going on to
It's
fight
from
Will Ospreay at All In.
that shit was some of the funniest shit I was seeing, dude. They were dead ass about it, dude. It was,
I believe
dude.
it.
It was they were dead ass about fucking. It's gonna be AJ Styles versus Will Ospreay. And why else would Will Ospreay lose? Why else would fucking AJ Styles not being like? They had some excuse on TV that like he was leaving or something. It's fucking hilarious, man.
So, regarding AJ Styles losing on Raw, and some speculation that there is sign of him finishing up with WWE, PW Insider has found that Styles is scheduled regularly for Raw tapings going forward.
Like dog.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to inform you. I highly doubt AJ Styles is heading over to AEW. If he does, I would actually be shocked because I just fully expect AJ to. I just honestly I fully expect him to stay in WWE for the remainder of his career, man. I just think he's a WWE guy, man. I know it I know it's hard for some of you guys to hear, but yeah, I don't think AJ Styles is showing up at all in Texas for the Osprey match, guys. I'm sorry.
I hate to be this Fed Mark and all this stuff, but I don't think he'll be facing Will Ospreay. It would be a great match. It'd be great, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And I mean AJ has always said like this is what he like grinded for so many years for is to be in the position in WWE that he is. And this is exactly why you keep loyalty, is because you get people like this who grind to be in this spot for the rest of their career, man. So TKO, stop it with that disloyalty shit, because this is what happens when you get loyalty. You get a guy like AJ, who once he's signed, like you said, I think he's gonna spend the rest of his career here, man. So I don't think we'll see him at All In. I don't think we're gonna get the rumored fucking Will Ospreay match. And he's AJ, man, and people are scared about like these older guys, with in their situation with what TKO thinks and whatnot. AJ, he could still go in his age. He's on the verge of retirement. I think these last 3 years he keeps talking about or something.
Yeah.
I think they'll be in WWE.
I believe so. I believe so as well. I think, you know, yeah. I mean, he's not going to AEW. He's not going to
He's
AEW,
not.
man. I know you guys want it. I know you guys want it, man. And I mean, shit. I'd love to see it myself,
I
but
don't. I don't not want it, but it's not gonna happen.
he's staying in WWE. It's like Finn. You know what I mean? Like, dude, Finn. Like they did this with Finn. I think it was last year. They were like, you remember? Oh my God, do you remember the Drew McIntyre at All in London ones in 2023?
My God,
Drew
dude,
Galloway.
it was
Drew Galloway. He's gonna be there. And they did it with Finn too. They did it with.
did it with Finn, Becky, Seth. Dude, they did it with
Oh
like
my
6 different people in the past like 3 years. It was Drew,
Sheamus.
it was Finn, Sheamus, it was fucking dude, literally Becky, fucking Seth. They don't stop, dude. If someone's contract they think is up, bruh, they're gonna be all elite and they're gonna speculate their match. That's gonna happen.
The only one that may have made sense at the time was McIntyre. That's because he was being booked like shit, though.
He
Obviously
was being
now
booked like shit. Mm-mm.
there's no way, but back then
Oh,
I could have seen it. I can't lie. But
KO was one too. KO was one
oh
too,
my,
like
do
a
you
year ago.
remember? Do you remember Kevin Owens versus Eddie Kingston Grand Slam in a street fight? What the fuck?
Grand Slam, Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston was
If he's
fucking
going there
hurt when
for
they made that graphic. Like, what, what is this?
that shit, they knew that shit. It was gonna be Kevin Steen, bro. We're gonna get Kevin Steen versus fucking Eddie Kingston in fucking Grand Slam. Oh, hey, they're believers, man. I gotta give it to that.
They
When they
yep.
think something, they believe in that shit, bro. I gotta give it to them, cause and like, dude, KO didn't leave in the prime of the Vince McMahon regime. You think he was gonna leave during the boom period of the start of the fucking Triple H regime?
Yeah.
Come on,
And he is a Triple H favorite.
he's
So,
a Triple H guy.
yeah.
Bro, what?
Uh,
AEW
so,
fans are funny, man.
oh,
I gotta give it to them.
they're like you said, bro. They are believers. They are really
They
believers.
believe.
All right, Hunter. This one's for you, man. Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross. According to Fightful, Karrion Kross has a few months remaining on his current deal with WWE. WWE have not even approached Kross yet about an extension or renewal. There is no word on if they have indicated interest in doing so either.
I don't get over and don't be loyal. You don't do that.
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
a few months to go. This guy has gotten fucking over by doing backstage segments and non-televised segments. This guy, one of his most viral moments was on a Raw fucking recap podcast with Sam Doink Ambrose Roberts. He got over on that. His promo got over on that fucking show. Are you kidding me? Are you actually fucking kidding me, bro? What are you fucking WWE, TKO, what are you waiting for? What are you guys always fucking waiting for? Sign this man, bro. And please, for the love of God, push this fucking guy. This, not only, this dude, another guy, his first stint in WWE, he said when he got released that he planned to be a WWE lifer. He wanted to be loyal to the company. He wanted to be loyal. He shuts his mouth. He does what he's asked and knocks it. He is the embodiment today of a guy who takes the creative he is given and knocks it out of the park every fucking time. Every time. And what does he get? And what does he get other than a big pop and a backstage segment? What does he get? Nothing from the company. No fucking love. No love from the company. And man, it is ridiculous to hear with a few months to go on his deal. Nothing. What a joke.
And that's what TKO's another thing they're fucking up. Well, like I mentioned with Roman, is the loyalty, man. This man Cross worked his way up to the company, got signed, ended up getting released, made his way back to the company, got momentum. He could have signed with anywhere. He signed with WWE again, and you're gonna just probably just not re-sign him. This is why you have loyalty, because you get people like this who's, even when they get released, they come back to prove themselves. You don't get people like that, and when you do, it's because they're loyal, and that's because you can be loyal back. And the fact that you're not going to be loyal back and re-sign them and try out something with them is one of those TKO isms, man, that's going to bite them in the ass, dude, because it's going to set a precedent of, well, I got released, man. I could, try to get over and work my way back, but, they released AOP twice. They released, or they probably aren't going to re-sign Karrion Kross another time. It's, why would you go back at that point?
What an absolute fucking what an absolute disaster if they don't re-sign this man. What else does he have to prove? You won't put him on television. And still he has some of the most interesting segments on Raw every week. Still. And he's not even he's not even seen, I can't even tell you the last time he's seen the live crowd.
I genuinely couldn't tell you. On television, months. At least months.
Say it with LA Knight. We're saying it with Karrion Kross. We say it with a lot of other fucking people. What are you waiting for? What? Ridiculous, bro. Fucking ridiculous.
Good old TKO, man.
Man was probably on the verge to being released with AOP, or at least around that time. Gets over. I don't know if WWE's prolonging it to see if this is a fluke, or I don't know. I don't know, man. I genuinely I don't understand. I don't know what they're waiting for. I really don't.
I don't. Especially with the TKO mentality of, I want you to make us money right now. These people could be making you money right now. What are you waiting for? Again, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If you would have did LA Knight and Damian Priest spot, you'd be making a lot more money. If you book Karrion Kross right now, you'd be making a lot more money. But you want to wait for what, dude? I don't get it. Completely contradictory to like the way they do business. It makes no sense.
Well, speaking of doing business, we got some news on some releases. Obviously, we already know R-Truth, Carlito, Valhalla. But just to go a little bit more in depth into them, Carlito, similar to R-Truth situation, this is according to PW Insider, Carlito's current deal will not be renewed with the company, and once it expires, he will be done with the company. Same thing with Valhalla. She announced via her Instagram that WWE will not be renewing her contract. She will be leaving the company. Crazy, because Eric, her husband, was just on Chris Van Vliet's podcast talking about how she wants to get back in the ring ASAP. And I guess not.
I guess WWE doesn't want it. Good Lord.
R-Truth. A little bit of insight into his release. According to Fightful, his departure has been met with complete shock and disbelief, with a top talent calling it total nonsense and another calling this regime ruthless. R-Truth's release was a financial thing.
A financial thing.
And,
We-
you know,
Mhm.
it was funny. It was genuinely funny when Vince's regime called things financial. If Vince's situation was funny, this is downright hilarious that they're citing that it is a financial thing.
Highest this, highest that, this deal, that deal, logos everywhere, advertisements everywhere. But we're gonna have to cut some people. We gotta cut fucking finances. Like, dude, what?
So they say it's just a contract thing. It's a financial thing. Truth for no reasons. There has been for no reasons. Then he's been around for a very long time and was making a lot of money. That's the main reason he's no longer a part of the company. And that is from WrestleVotes. Also from WrestleVotes, they went on to state that actually, I'll come back to that one. PW Insider stated that WWE talent commented on R-Truth's exit with the feeling within the company as if nothing is guaranteed. Another talent noted that Truth's exit made them want to make sure that their next contract with WWE was negotiated and locked in well in advance. Yeah, I mean, this is you went from having an unbelievable culture where during the years of 23 and 24 to now everybody's looking over their shoulder because loyalty is gone. That is abysmal. That's the kind of culture you want to fucking build. Come on, man. With that, WrestleVotes stated this one to me, again, when you talk about a slap in the face, dude, WrestleVotes reported WWE did not want any R-Truth shirts being worn by talent during Raw this week. There was a picture floating around of Rhea Ripley wearing an R-Truth shirt that she was supposedly made to take off. It is also reported that Rhea did leave the venue or the arena earlier than everybody else.
Let's piss off our top women. Our top woman star, let's piss her off. And not let her wear her friend's shirt that you just cut because you want to make more money in your pocket.
So my question is, why was Dominic allowed to wear a Carlito shirt, but nobody was allowed to wear a shirt for R-Truth? a guy who is in the company 17 fucking years, is it going to kill you to have people wear a fucking t-shirt of his?
They, they realize just because he's gone doesn't mean they don't make money from their shirts of him. So if people see the shirt and are like, "Oh man, he's about to be out. Let me go buy his shirt." That's money for you guys. I thought
So
that's what you wanted, is money.
so what's even more petty is I had heard that I don't know about his other shirts, but I had heard that Ron Cena shirt, they took it
Mhm.
off the site after he got released. They didn't even clearance it. They just took it down. What the fuck? What, seriously? R-Truth, a 17-year vet, his friends can't wear his godforsaken t-shirt on the broadcast. What?
Not only are we pissing the fans off and just the general roster of one of the most beloved guys in there being let go, let's piss them off even more that you can't even support them on your show. That's crazy.
The, Cross said it in that Raw recap promo, but I guess this is what being a good soldier gets you. Can't
Yep.
even buy
And
his
yeah,
shit.
it means if you're under the TKO regime, there is no good soldiers because it's worthless.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't get it, man. Yes, the shirt is gone. Yeah, this is true. The only one that is up still is the one that Rhea Ripley was made to take off. So that, yeah, no, get out of here, man. I mean, that is just, man, that's crazy ass work, bro. That is 17 years. 17 years, man, to do them like that. Friends can't even show love. That is so fucking bogus, man. Our fucking truth.
Truth, bruh. Can't even show the man love. That's crazy.
So that is the news, and that is everything surrounding the release of R-Truth. Again, I guess that's what being a good soldier gets you. It gets you a slap in the face. Friends can't even show you some love. You just get fucking nothing. I guess you get nothing. Even though you gave
Literally.
to a company and you stayed in a company that was shit for a lot of years. You were a loyal guy. That's what you get, man. This is the culture they want. This is the fucking
That's the
culture that they want.
where loyalty is nothing. It's gonna slap them in the face, dude. Wait till they need the loyalty. Just wait.
So, speaking of somebody, or speaking of everybody leaving the company, let's switch the tables to somebody who just came into the company. Mariah May has officially signed a multi-year deal with WWE. Talent involved in the NXT Women's Championship segment on NXT got word that May was appearing on the show just before the segment started.
Crazy.
So, on a positive note, before we get back to all the negative stuff, I'm happy for Mariah. You can obviously see why they did a mass exodus of the NXT women's division. Julia, Roxanne, Jordan, Stephanie, the big four, the four-headed goat, right? It's gone. Mariah May is there, and the division is hers. And Sean is probably going to put a championship on her within 2 weeks. She already set her sights on the NXT Women's Championship, and that's fine. But I guarantee you, she will probably win that championship very soon. So, yeah.
Hmm. Exactly. So it's good. I'm glad she's there. I'm very happy to see how she does, and I'm sure at fucking Great American Bash, whatever it is, she'll probably win that fucking thing.
Oh, great. Oh, is that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. That's the one that's battling on.
No,
Yes. Yeah. That
yep.
is exactly where that will be. But yeah, so that is the news on Mariah May, as we have another follow-up for Mariah May from WrestleVotes. You know, the one thing that I thought was odd about Mariah's WWE debut was the same shit they did to Ricky Starks. They have him go out there. Commentary doesn't say a name. Ricky doesn't say a name. In this case, commentary doesn't say a name, and Mariah doesn't say a name. And it is being reported by WrestleVotes that Mariah May will be getting a new name in WWE.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
Gotta love the momentum slicer. Hopefully, as long as it's not stupid, like JC Mateo, I think she might be fine. But again, it's needless, dude. I don't get why they still do this.
Mariah, maybe.
Mariah, or
March.
just Mariah.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't
Mariah,
be shocked.
June.
Maybe Mariah May, but MAE. That would be a nice one. That'd be very simple. They do the May Young Classic, so maybe they could do something, with that. They're not intelligent enough, I don't think, so it'll probably be like Mariah June or something.
Yeah, it'll probably be like, it'll probably be like, MM Fabulous or something. MM Glamorous.
I was gonna say Mariah Glamour or some shit.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, she I guess she got to keep the nickname, the Glamour, Vic Joseph. Vic Joseph. Good God, get that man on commentary. He's sitting there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This division is getting more glamorous. Like, dude, I don't know if you've seen the clip of him in his match against Mike Santana, but Trick hits his finisher, and legit, before he even hits the move, probably like 10 seconds before he hits the move, this man was just repeating Trick shot for like 15 seconds straight. Trick shot, trick shot, trick shot, trick shot, trick shot, trick shot. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, what? And legit, it went on for like 15 seconds, and then he hits the move, and then he takes a bit of a pause. He hits the move, and he's like, trick shot, trick shot, trick shot, trick shot. Like, shut up, dude. Like, how bad is your commentary? Like, what? This is all you have to say? You just scream the fucking name of the move? Like, man.
Screams a word 30 times in a row, dude.
And it's most worse for me with Trick, because I feel every single Trick match I watch, whenever Trick hits the trick shot, he just repeats it and just screams it over and over like, shut up, man. Fucking Vic Joseph, dude. I actually, dude, I didn't even think of what you said. Mariah May, M-A-E, would actually that would be great. What the fuck is wrong with Mariah May? I don't know, but again, I did not understand what was wrong with Ricky Starks. I didn't understand what was wrong with Jeff Cobb. I don't understand what's wrong with Mariah May. I don't understand why Penta got to keep his name. I don't understand why Ray Phoenix got to keep Ray Phoenix. Meanwhile, these people down here, or these other people, have, these shit name changes.
They get stupid fucking NXT names, and I hope she doesn't get like some completely different random ass bullshit like Brinley Reese or some bullshit.
Ashley Feathers or something.
Exactly. You don't do no stupid shit, bro, please.
Well, speaking of stupid shit, Goldberg.
Oh God.
This is great. This is fucking great, man. This is long. So, Goldberg was on CarCast. He revealed that he has injured himself a couple of times during training for his retirement match and is extremely limited due to his knee. He says, I know the date of my retirement match. No one else knows the date public-wise. So at my age, you obviously have to do a lot of different things to get yourself prepared for what I'm about to embark on. And I mean, it's uncharted water because there's not many people my age that have done this. What? Look, do me a favor, bro. Look, while I read this, look up how old Goldberg is. So it says there's not many people my age who have done this, and I'm not showing up to show up. I need to show up and be me. I've tapped into a little bit more as of late. My training with all my injuries and with my age, it makes it extremely difficult to get prepared without going overboard. I hurt myself a couple times within the past 3 months. But I pulled back, and it's really tough to have the mentality I do, but to not have the body that I do now with the mileage and on. It then goes into the Muay Thai gym, but I hit the pads not to go crazy, then blow your shoulder out and blow your bicep and pull your hamstring from throwing a high kick. There's a huge balance, and I've been in the ring a couple of times. I'm extremely limited because of my left knee. I can't run. I mean, I can run, but it hurts. So I'm not going to make the pain worse by going out and running. I'm on a sprint bike, and I'm doing different stuff, and my cardio, the kickboxing doesn't hurt that much because I'm not running. But you will find ways to get around things. I mean, the scenarios are not perfect by any stretch, but you gotta work around stuff. You gotta work around stuff.
He knows
Dude,
his finisher. You
You
have to run.
Your
That is
other
your
finisher,
finisher.
you hold somebody on your shoulders. Bro, you just cited you have to work around injuries, and then you decide to cite about 5 or 6 different injuries. I blew my shoulder out, then my bicep, then my hamstring, then I can't run. So you're hurt.
Run. You're hurt. You're injured. You cannot compete. Your move relies on your shoulders and your legs. Your other move relies on your legs and running. And those are the only moves you have the semi skill to do. What is that last match gonna be? You pushing him? Like what? And he's 58 years old, by the way. Sting was like fucking 4 years older than him.
I was gonna say, bro,
and moving better.
Nobody's done what I'm doing at my age. Bro, Sting what? Sting just had a retirement run at 65 and was putting on fucking bangers, mind you. What are you talking about, bro? That dude, yeah, again, dude, you are cooked. You are hurt, bro. That means you are hurt. That is what that means. That means you should not be performing in front of a live audience. You just described 4 or 5 different injuries that are wrong with you, yet you want this retirement match for God knows what reason.
And they want him to face Gunther. Do they want Gunther to die? Do they want him to get dropped on his head and probably get a broken arm and a broken leg? You know this shit. What?
I don't know.
Gunther.
I don't know who Gunther pissed off, bro. I genuinely don't.
I don't know who fucking loves Goldberg so much back there, dude. This is Goldberg we're talking about. One of the most overrated fucking one-hit wonders in the business. Why is he getting more chances?
The fucking one move wonder.
Exactly.
Man. My God. So, speaking of some other injury news, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens recently gave some insight into his neck injury. He says, I had my doubts for several months, but there was something really wrong. On the other hand, it took several months to diagnose the injury as such, but we found out 2 days before I made the announcement on SmackDown that I could not be at WrestleMania, and the fact that I had to stop wrestling immediately. In fact, I was extremely lucky not to be injured more seriously in the matches that I had at Rumble and Chamber. My neck was already in very bad shape, but we didn't know because the symptoms I was having weren't compatible with a neck injury. They were so they were looking for why so we were looking for why I had these symptoms, but we weren't looking in the right place because it didn't make sense. No one could have known that it was my neck. It was affected by these symptoms. Afterwards, someone, in fact, I was the one who suggested I have my neck examined to see if there was anything wrong, and that is when we found it. He says, he talked about the possibility of him jumping back into the ring again. Eventually, he said it would be not arrogant, but wrong to be able to tell you right now that I'm absolutely going to get that I'm absolutely going to get back in the ring. That I'm going to have more fights. I just don't know if that's true, he said. So obviously, like I just read, man, Kevin Owens is not ruling out the possibility of him actually not being able to get back in the ring, and obviously keeping that possibility a possibility, which obviously sucks to hear. So as of right now, obviously I don't think he's had his surgery yet, so we'll probably know a lot more after that, but that does suck that is a concern. Typically that is a concern with every neck injury, man, but I really hope that he is I really hope everything goes okay, because that would that would really suck, man. That would really suck. So hopefully we learn more about the surgery and stuff, but it just seems like Owens is taking the precautionary answer just in case he is not able to.
Exactly. He's not rushing to get it repaired, and then eventually he learns, you did it too fast. You should have done this for the. He's not rushing anything. He's taking his time, and I hope everything goes well. Of course, as a fan, I hope he could wrestle one day. I'm sure he still wants to, So I really hope he can, but he's gonna take his time, and that's a good thing, man. And I hope he takes as much time as he can to figure out what the future is gonna be, man.
Definitely. So, moving back over to TKO. WWE and Slim Jim have extended their partnership. Under this new deal, Slim Jim branding will be placed on tables under the ring. And there will be a center ring sponsor during episodes of Raw. This branded table placement will create unforgettable moments when WWE superstars snap into a Slim Jim table during matches.
I fucking hate them, dude. I hate them so much, bro. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Dude, at the time, we thought the Slim Jim Battle Royal was excessive. Imagine telling us now, us then, about the future, man. It would blow our own minds.
Oh my god, he just snapped through a WWE Slim Jim table.
He snapped right into a Slim Jim table. The
He's-
WWE sponsor.
Dude. All right. You're kidding me, bro. You're what do you honestly, dude, that's the only thing you can't say. What do you fucking say to that? Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Are you actually kidding me, bro? Snap into a Slim Jim table.
Michael Cole's gonna say that. It's gonna be the fucking most hilarious, stupid shit.
And he
I've ever
snaps
heard,
right
man.
into the Slim Jim table.
It's genuinely probably gonna happen tomorrow at some point during the ladder match, and one of them, we're gonna get a snapping through the Slim Jim table. Good God. Now the ring logo shit is something I never cared about. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm looking at fucking CM Punk. I'm not looking at Slim Jim, you know what I mean? But the table thing is just, dog, can we have one blank surface? At least one, bro? Can we just have a table? Dude, I know chairs. They're coming up, dude. That's the next one on the list of going to be a sponsored logo on it. Is
Oh,
those
you know it.
because didn't that already happen? I forgot when that happened, but I swear someone used a chair at some point and it had like a logo on it. Was there a Prime logo on one of those chairs one time? I think Logan Paul brought one out or something.
Might have.
But those are next, bruh. Everything is gonna have a logo of a brand on it, bruh. Good lord, it's
T-
hilarious.
TKO,
What do
bro.
you say?
Like what like honest to God, what the fuck do you say to that? Snap into a fucking Slim Jim table. Are
You know what they need to do next, bruh? You know how they, sometimes you do the spot where you rip open the mat and you see the concrete underneath? They gotta rip open the mat, and on the concrete is a brand logo that they're getting slammed onto.
oh
That
God.
shit would be goated. I'm giving them ideas, but come on.
Uh, I, I
Greatest, genuinely, in the worst way possible, I can't wait to hear fucking Cole say that bullshit.
yeah, me too. Oh man, what the fuck, dude? Really? Uh, good old TK. Good old TKO, bro. Snap into a Slim Jim table. Yeah, like you
Hey,
said, how long before everything else that you look at has a fucking sponsored logo on it?
wait till the Slim Jim kendo sticks that look like a Slim Jim.
Oh,
I mean,
please
I'm
don't
giving them
say that.
ideas. I should probably stop.
Oh
I should
man,
probably stop.
it's in the
They would
shade.
love me.
Uh,
What should we do next? Oh, dude, the fans will love this one. Slim Jim kendo stick. They'll love it. Do it. At least sabotage them, bro.
so
'Cause we
corny,
fucking
so fucking
so
corny.
stupid, dude. So lame.
Saudi Arabia, according to Fightful Select. A longtime company employee believed that if WWE runs a WrestleMania in Saudi, it would be later in the year and called something along the lines of Super WrestleMania.
The Super WrestleMania in fucking September. Like,
Super
dog.
WrestleMania.
Oh, dude. It's
It's,
gonna happen.
T-
It's gonna happen
TKO,
at some
bro.
point.
TKO. Pl- please. Just,
I like I like how we thought Vince was like fucking up the Mania legacy with like doing too many like stadium shows for like random shit and whatnot. Yeah, again, imagine what we would told us past us now about this type of shit. We genuinely wouldn't believe it.
I thought
Super
the greatest
WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble was bad.
Yeah,
Super
that was bad.
WrestleMania.
And I like how at the time that was like the type of joke people were making. Oh, what's next? The greatest WrestleMania, and we're literally gonna get that at some point. Super WrestleMania in Saudi
I
in
fucking,
September.
I guess as long as the money's right, they'll fucking go along with whatever the fuck Saudi wants them to. I fucking guess. And with our final news story today, before we get to the predictions, we got an update on Mania 42. I can tell you, there is an update. There is an update on London, as according to CNBC, the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, is once again calling on Triple H to bring WrestleMania to London. He's quoted saying, "I'd love for WrestleMania to come to London. Triple H, if you're watching, we want WrestleMania to come to London." Unfortunately, I don't think Shadiq Khan thinks or knows that he's gonna have to pay up quite the hefty penny to bring WrestleMania to London. WWE is not moving off of what would be more exciting, apparently, these days. So the other update on Mania 42, according to WrestleVotes, WWE is aware of the backlash surrounding the relocation of WrestleMania 42 from New Orleans to Vegas. As such, they are making or they are taking that into account when they make the official announcement soon. And with that, WWE and TKO are hopeful they can replicate the entire weekend of WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, Nevada for Mania 42 next year, which includes the same venues, lockdown, which is causing the delay of announcement. Yeah, this is why
Let's repeat the same exact thing as this year.
at least go to the Sphere or something new.
Mix up something, dude. Exactly the same. Yeah, that's a great. They realize though, one of the biggest attractions to Mania is the tourist aspect of people. Well, we get to go to Mania and it's in this city, dude. We get to go see this city and the sights and whatever. Well, I went last year. Why would I go this year? I like dog.
You see, I think the biggest indication out of all this is something we talk about all the time. It's not new information. We already know this. WWE is aware of the backlash surrounding the relocation of WrestleMania 42 from New Orleans back to Las Vegas. They don't care. That's what it is. They don't care. If they cared, they would say, "You know what? Fuck it. We're going to London. This is
Yeah.
going to be exciting. This is going to be a boost of hype that is sorely needed. This is this is going to generate interest, right? People are going to be excited about a London Mania. That's what they would do if they cared about excitement. They don't care about that, apparently. They care about keeping things the exact same and keeping things boring. If it means they get to line their pockets with money that they already fucking have a world of. So you're aware of the backlash. You don't give a fuck. That to me is a huge indication on what we could be looking forward to with the future of this company. TKO, I don't know what the fuck they've been on lately, man. But again, this is absolutely abysmal, bro. This type of shit is absolutely abysmal. Again, just the fact that they don't care, the fact that they do not care, and it really is it really is just some Vince stuff, bro. Vince again. Vince did not care what his audience thought half the time. And we're seeing it again with TKO. So life is really a fucking circle because we're back to dealing with the same fucking bullshit, man.
Literally same shit, different day. They don't care. They don't care. They're gonna truck on. They're gonna do what they do because it's gonna make them money. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about the fans' opinions. And they know there are going to be a section of people that are going to fucking eat up whatever they give them. And that's what they're going to rely on, man. So that sucks. We're going to get that Mania 42 announcement in Vegas again, even though I genuinely can't wait to see it because, like, I think you mentioned it. I can't wait to see how they word that. We're going to Vegas again.
And they're gonna say something like, "It was so good last year, we had to run it back twice," even though it was like not even like a spectacular. It was out of the three Triple H Manias, that one was the worst one. Not that it was bad, but it was the weakest. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was
the weakest out of them.
Yeah,
It's like
a lot better than a lot of the recent memory Vince stuff, but again, out of the three Triple H Manias, it was the weakest for sure.
most definitely, man. So they're gonna repeat Mania fucking 41 and 42, and, and we're gonna see how it goes. I'm not very excited. I hope they can do something to make Mania season next year exciting. I really hope they can do something to make the post Mania season exciting next year. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're at a low period creatively right now. A lot of things are very stale, very boring and lackluster. And let's hope by the time, they either make this announcement or they're setting up Mania 42, they could gain that momentum back because they're gonna need it, man. They're gonna need it. You're going to a repeat location. A lot of times when people go to Mania, they go to Mania for that location and to visit that location, to tour it, whatever. And why would they go again if they already went to Vegas and say, well, I went to Vegas last year. I'll skip this one, wait till they go somewhere different. You're going to get people like that, man. So I we'll see how it goes with tickets and whatnot for them, but they don't care about fan opinions or backlash. They're gonna truck through and until the fans' opinions relate to their pockets. It's not gonna change.
Yep. So that is all the news here today for you all. As now we move over to the Money in the Bank 2025 official show predictions. Like I said, again, we will be live tomorrow with the Money in the Bank review post show. So, yeah. Starting us off here, we have a match card of 4 matches. 4 matches.
These two ladder matches, dead ass, have to be at least 40 minutes, if not an hour long.
They have to, bro.
You have to because dog.
First match, we got Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. For this one, Lyra won the last one at Backlash. And the stipulation here is if Becky loses, she never gets a title opportunity again. And I just don't believe that to be the case. I think this is going to be something they do at Evolution. So I think Becky will get the championship here. I could probably see Lyra winning it back at Evolution, but I think Becky. I think Becky's getting the belt here.
Overall, I'm going to agree. I think she is going to get the belt. I think Becky's going to get it. And I think Lyra's going to get it back at some point. Like you said, probably Evolution. I think it's just the thing that makes the most sense right now. You got to kind of twist the angle. Overall, Lyra had the upper hand for Becky so far. So you got to give her the edge for the next section of the feud. And I think it'll be good, man. I think it'll be good. I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm dreading the Becky Hogan Twitter fucking rant for like the next fucking 2 months. And then when she wins it back at Evolutions, everyone's gonna say the opposite. Oh, people always tweet Becky Hogan when you just gotta let things play out and all this, even though they're the same ones saying Becky Hogan. You guys know how it goes, man. But I'm excited for this one, and I think Becky's gonna win this one. I think she is, and it's another stat on Becky Lynch's record. So obviously, why not?
For sure. And with the next match, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, and Julia.
Very exciting.
Who is your main pick and who is your dark horse?
My main pick, I think I'll give to Naomi. I think she's a safe option, which they like, but a good safe option. She's been very interesting on SmackDown. Very good character work, and I think it really would fit her character to have this. And I'm sure either Jade or Bianca will get a title within the time by next year's fucking Money in the Bank. So you always have that opportunity and that dynamic. So I think I would probably go with Naomi. Dark Horse, I want to say Stephanie, but I think it's a little too early, and I think you might want to just establish her on television first. My dark horse would probably be Roxanne.
Okay. Yeah, Ooh, my dark horse is definitely between those two as well. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pick Naomi with a dark horse of Stephanie Vacker. So
Like it.
that's what I'm thinking.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I could maybe, if WWE really wants to push her, strap the rocket to her, I could see them using that to just propel her into that main event scene. So, yeah. So next up, we got the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got El Grande Americano, Andrade Benta, Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, and Triple H's favorite, the Golden Boy, LA Knight.
He's the fucking golden boy, man. Okay. This one, it's less of a person it's gonna be and a hopeful but hopeless dark horse. And I think it's pretty obvious. It's gonna be Seth Rollins. I don't think we're gonna kid ourselves. He's gonna go with the safe option. It's gonna be Seth. My dark horse would be LA Knight, and it should be LA Knight. Really should be. I would literally take anyone in this match. I would be happy with, except for Seth Rollins. But if I were to pick, it would probably be LA Knight. But it's a hopeless thing. I genuinely don't think that Triple H and management overall cares for him in a main event, standpoint. And I don't think he'll get this, man. I would love him to, and I hope he does. But I don't trust WWE, man. So I don't even really have a dark horse for this fucking one. It's kind of just Seth Rollins. It's gonna be Seth Rollins, dude. It's gonna be Seth.
I'm gonna go ahead and say my main pick is gonna be Rollins. I'm not deterring away from. I really got a bad feeling they're gonna put the briefcase on him. Dark horse. I'll remain in good faith, and I'll say LA Knight. I would like to see Solo. I just don't see Solo factoring into world title stuff right now, which is especially what makes me think they're gonna put it on Rollins. And I'll go ahead and say LA Knight for the fucking culture. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and say LA Knight because I really would just want to remain faith that they will actually put this guy in the main event scene. One day, will they? Probably not. But I'll go ahead and have him as my dark horse. See, Solo could factor in to the world title stuff right now, obviously with his brother being the world heavyweight champion. I could obviously see that, but I really just see Jay doing other stuff. I.e. feuding with this Rollins group for the remainder of the summer. So
I was gonna say that's really who Rollins group is facing. I don't think it's gonna be people like Solo and that little section of the bloodline. I think it's gonna be Jay, and I think Jay is even for now. I think still gonna be kept separate from the little Solo circle of family.
yeah. So yeah. Man, I really hope LA Knight. I just
I
can't teeter away from the fact that I just think they're gonna put it on Seth, bro.
I
And
wouldn't doubt it, dude.
the main event. This is one of the main reasons I think that Rollins
Seth is winning.
is winning. I think with this match being the main event of Money in the Bank, do not fucking be surprised if Rollins' group comes and takes out the whole field in Money in the Bank, help him win the briefcase. Later here tonight, Rollins' group comes out again to cash in on Jay, but Cody Rhodes obviously would be there to help. Sammy would be there to help because they don't want to see Rollins cash in. Everyone is distracted. Rollins has got Jay alone. Oh my God, it's Roman Reigns, it's CM Punk, or whatever the fuck. Oh my God, they cost him the briefcase and Jay's still the world champion. I could absolutely see something like that. Way to kill the hype for the summer. Way to kill the hype for Money in the Bank. At this point, if they do something like that, which again, with this being in the main event, I got a nasty fucking feeling they're gonna run through that briefcase again for the second fucking year in a row in the same show. And I could see Roman Reigns or CM Punk costing Rollins the briefcase, which we heard about a month ago. Roman Reigns should be back early June, and it's early June, so I honestly think Rollins is going to come out to maybe cash in. Roman Reigns is going to cost him a briefcase, help his cousin Jay, and there you have it. And I think that will be how this plays out. But as for this match, you know, I could if they're gonna do the Cody and Cena, rematch at Saturday night's main event, I could see Cody Rhodes probably fucking pinning John Cena here, which is just a whole other fucking problem in its own. But if they are gonna do that at the Saturday night's main event that, is on the same day as All In, A, nobody's gonna watch this shit, and B, I could see Cody Rhodes actually pinning John Cena here to win this match for the baby faces. So I'm gonna predict the babyface team, Cody and Jay, with a Rollins failed cash in at the end of the night.
Exactly, dude. The match itself doesn't even matter. First of all, we're reading John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jay and Cody. That's the match. That's the main event of the show. Good Lord, the match doesn't matter at all. It's literally all about the cash in. I think is going to attempt it in the match, but like what you said, I could easily see Cody pinning Cena to set up, the rematch. That's gonna fucking try to counter program All In. Let's counter program All In with one of our most disappointing matches from WrestleMania. Fucking geniuses, dude. But yeah, I'm sure Cena will lose the match for them, and I'm sure Cody will get the pin, and that'll spark things between them. That's even if the end of the match is gonna happen. If the cash in doesn't kind of like cancel out this match, and then we get the cash in thing where all that. So that's even if we get an end to this match technically, but if we do, I'm sure it's Cody pinning Cena.
Yeah.
Good Lord, it's gonna be a very interesting review for you guys.
Oh God, yeah, we're in for
You're
a
gonna be
night
so mad.
tomorrow. I already know, dude. Don't remind me. We're gonna be fucking pissed. So yeah, man, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for this episode of the news. This is episode 269. Again, thank you guys so very much for joining us. This should be up on all platforms within the next couple of hours for you guys, man. So thank you guys so very much for watching us. Thank you to everybody who came out. Hope you guys enjoy Money in the Bank. Do not forget to catch us here tomorrow after Money in the Bank, after you get done watching another failed men's cash in and you want to blow off some steam. Come hang out with your boys, go crazy in the comment section, and yeah, shit all over it if that is what happens. So thank you guys, everybody who came out. Hunter, Logan, thank you guys so very much. And with that is going to do it for this edition of NHP. This has been episode 269, like I said. Excited. I see Logan says the new Dying Light comes out August 2nd. August is gonna be good. I think Mafia comes out August, I want to say 8th. I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for Dying Light as well. So hell yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
So
excited.
with that being said, that is gonna do it for this edition of the news. As always, it's been a pleasure for Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast, man. We will see you all in about 28 hours. But before that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow night with the Money in the Bank 2025 post-show review.
Peace.